Hey everybody, we're going to pick up right where we left off with Lamont's scuffle getting resolved with the BSD in Glabro form right outside of the old Bahari Gardens. So let's see what goes down. So, where are your friends?
Who are the other three that watch you perform like the dutiful dog that you are?
Oh,
As you carve the suffering into their bodies because of all the suffering that was carved into you, I can hear your cries as a cub, as a child. I can hear what they did to you as they disfigured you.
Okay. You can see he has to clench his jaw as this, you can feel the rage start to boil up inside of him as you basically start calling out his weakness. He starts advancing towards you, raises the blade.
I'll advance towards him. As he advances towards me, and I won't pull out a weapon. I'll just keep eye contact because I'm trying to fucking intimidate because I don't want to die.
Roll your, I'll let you use either manipulation or charisma plus your intimidation,
Okay.
and then add your presence into that as a bonus.
Okay. My manipulation plus what? You said persuasion?
Manipulation plus intimidation.
Okay. And plus my presence, you said?
Yes. So you add your presence to any intimidation rolls. So that just kind of, since Daunt is up, it kind of bolsters your presence and intimidation.
Feel free to use some dice. I don't want you to die.
What the fuck?
Do you want to use some dice for that?
Sure. Let's go ahead and use some dice.
You have 3, so you can use all of them.
How many dice can I use, guys?
Use all of them. Fuck it, we don't want you to die.
Don't die.
Okay.
All right, so use a 3. Do you want to use a willpower 2 to reroll 3 more alongside those? Okay.
Sure.
So roll a total of 6.
God damn it. Give me 6s, fucking bitch.
Ooh, a couple times.
There you go.
Oh, that's a total of 7 then.
All right.
Well, shit. Let's roll this resolve and
talking.
composure. That's not what I expected. Here we go. Okay, because that's how we work, I guess. Essentially, you'll step for him, and he'll step towards you as well, and you'll feel that rage like roiling beneath the surface and behind his eyes. But as you step forward and you're pushing your presence out there, as you're calling out his failures, he actually takes a step back, like haltingly, like he's like, "What the fuck?" He looks uncomfortable as you kind of force him to take a couple of steps back.
And carefully of your next action, because it might be your last in this plane.
Maybe I'll get the others are with me that you saw, motherfucker, and we'll hunt your asses down. But later.
I'll walk forward.
He'll take a step back. You'll see him kind of like sheath the knife inside of like a little like sheath that's on the side of his belt. Like it looks like a little leather sheath. He just slides it in, takes a step back. Fuck you, bitch. And he'll turn to go take a step away from you. As he does that, you'll see his form start to condense into this massive dire wolf as he doubles over. And then he turns into a black, like matted fur wolf, and he runs off.
I'm going to do some creepy shit and just like breathe in real heavy, like
that you'll hear once it gets like the edge of the alleyway, you'll hear a howl like back towards you. But it's like almost an uncertain one because you scared the piss out of this fucking BSD as he runs off.
I'm going to make it real apparent that I'm super, super strong when I rouse my blood to my strength to pick up dude on the ground with one hand. Can't do that normally.
Go ahead and roll your rouse.
Yeah. Nope.
All right, so
My dice suck.
You still channel your strength, to your limbs, but you just that the beast takes its tithe. You reach down, you pick up Quentin, and Quentin has been fucked up. Like when you grab his shirt and like go to lift him up, he got shanked like repeatedly from the front. Like this guy just stabbed the shit out with that knife. And you can see where the wounds had hit him. The veins around the wounds are all black, like with like an ichor or a poison.
I'll call Sullivan with my cell phone. I'll pull out my cell phone and give him a call.
I'll answer it, yeah.
It's time to go.
All right. We're heading up. Preston, let's get the fuck out of here.
Grabbing Ryan.
Well, I'll remind Sullivan and Preston as ritualists, you need to perform that rite to find the well, unless you want to skip that for the moment, since Lamont's like, we got to go.
Well, you could just tell me why it's not time to go. And
Also true.
Hope that my intimidation
keeps the fucking the BSD at bay.
I'll just say, well, we need to perform the rite to see where this is being channeled to.
Do
And we
it
only have a
quickly,
limited
please.
amount of time.
Well, use it wisely, and I'll hang up.
Okay.
Okay. What are you doing up top, Lamont?
Yeah, so I am going to stand around what's his name that's on the ground here?
Quentin.
Sorry, Quentin. And I am going to do my best impression of doing a ritual to protect him. I'll bite my finger and I'll paint some sigils on him. This is bullshit. There's no magic here. I have nothing I can do. I'm just hoping to make a good show of it.
In
So
case that
if somebody's
motherfucker comes
watching,
back around.
right, or somebody comes back around, they're like, okay, we don't know who the fuck this guy is or what he's doing, but he's crazy.
Fair enough. You start
All right.
pulling this off. Downstairs, Sullivan and Preston, you guys have the notes of what Quentin gave you for this rite.
That ritual's 9 XP, correct?
Yes, it is.
I will spend the 9 XP right now. Is this will be the
Oh,
first time
no.
I'm performing it?
So, this ritual. Yeah, this ritual is only 6. It's a level 2. The ritual that was 9 is the scry variant when you summon the demon.
Gotcha. Well, we have to do this one now, so I will buy it now.
Okay, so you're like, I got this. I'm gonna crash course this shit. You grab the paper, like, oh, and then as you spend your XP, please mark it off. It starts to click.
Yep.
The building blocks of how this ritual is assembled go right into place.
What's it
Essentially,
called again?
This ritual?
Yeah.
It's not named because I didn't think you'd learn it, you fuckhead.
Cool.
I will name it though for you.
All right, fair enough.
I literally thought it was gonna be from the notes. We're not gonna need to use this again. I didn't think you'd be like, I need to learn it now. So we'll make it a
Well, I
fun name
figured-
for you.
I figure I got to use it. I may as well learn it. And let me mark off my XP real quick.
We'll figure something out. So you're level 2, like trace the bloody path. That sounds great. You come to realize as you're reading through his notes that person that he snagged, you need their body. You need the blood.
Hey Preston, run upstairs real quick and grab the guy that we brought. I'm gonna need him. He's not gonna be able to make it down to the big ritual. I need him for this one.
All right.
And what I'll start doing is I'll start going through the notes and I'll start inscribing the sigils
Okay.
that are going to be needed for this ritual.
So essentially what you're doing, you're going around the perimeter of the ritual circle that was inscribed here and making your own set of things. Essentially, like you're trying to trap the remaining like ephemeral energies and make them go through the circle, like a circuit. So Preston, you head upstairs and you see Lamont. He's fucking like, he's bit his thumb. He's writing weird fucking sigils all over the unconscious form, the torpid form of fucking Quentin, your mentor. You head over to the SUV. And you can see that the door is open on the other side, like from facing away from where you guys are at. And the poor dude that you guys brought with you looks like a stab mark, like 1 or 2, like on the side of his face where this guy just went kong kong and killed him.
Yeah, hopefully still warm. I'll grab the body and head down.
You throw him over one shoulder and you're carrying this bloody corpse down the staircase. You pass by Lamont, who's still doing his like really weird fucking whacked out rite. You carry him downstairs. Sullivan, you can see the body get brought in, and whenever Preston dumps it on the floor, you can see he's already dead. Luckily for you, you don't need him alive. You just need his blood. It's a lot of blood you need for this rite.
Fair enough.
So-
what I'll do is I'll use the stab marks in his head, and I'll literally just kind of peel that, so I have a font of blood I can just literally dip my hand in and
Okay.
use as needed.
Now, it takes about, I'd say, 10 minutes or so, if not a little more, once you get the body, to finish all the inscriptions, to do everything you need to do with the blood. And it is legit a lot of blood. At the end of the ritual, once you have everything set up, you need to make an intelligence plus blood sorcery roll. Difficulty is 3, because level 2 ritual plus 1.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rouse for my mental attributes.
Okay?
So my hunger is now 3.
You will get another point. There is probably still enough blood in the body for somebody to slake a hunger's worth, but it's not going to taste all that great, guys. Just to tell you,
I'll worry about it later.
Okay.
As I don't want to fuck up those rituals, so I'll just keep going, and I will make that roll. I'm not going to use any dice because we don't have any.
Correct.
But that'll work.
You get 4. Is that only one success or is that 2?
No, it's only 1 because there's a 10
Well-
and a 9.
Okay. Or one success. Yeah, 110. So you cast the rite down below, and as you finish it, and pull all the energies together for your blood sorcery ritual, you feel it work perfectly. It's a weird sense, though, to you, because you never cast this before. Like, you just threw everything you had in to try to memorize this ritual and get it all down. So what happens is your senses shift, and you can see in the area around you all the spiritual markings left by the magic that's here, including your own. It's like overlaid in your vision with like this ethereal, like white mist around all the sigils have been carved, all the ones on the bodies. And when you look at the bodies, you can see that the magic sigils that were carved into it for the purpose of the ritual. It's all over their bodies. It's not just the stomach area and the chest. It's like down their bodies, which is why their clothes all like they've been ruffled and moved around. And as you kind of look off to where this smoke is kind of wafting towards, you look into the like turn off, and I'd say probably from where you guys are at, you look south, and you can see this strong line of mystical energy just kind of rippling through the air. It's like a tether that you can follow.
After I take, probably good 10, 15 seconds to marvel at this new magic that I've now ingested and can see, I'll be like, all right, we need to leave now. We have to follow this line.
Now, since you got additional successes than what you needed, a couple things you can recognize after you've cast this ritual. One, the rippling of the energy, that smoke that you're seeing, is akin to Illuminate Trail of the Prey in some ways. Like it's a ritual where you have to follow the trail now. You can't just wait and know. You have to actually follow it manually. Two, it's going to be like how the crow flies. So you're going to not be able to follow this entirely if it passes like across buildings or through like streets and blocks. You're just going to have to drive around till you can find it again. So It's not going to fade. Three, the closer you are to the thread, the more you hear whispers, like these weird ethereal voices like telling you it's this way, this way. And with your occult knowledge, it's literally a bunch of demons that you've summoned to give you the trail. Minor, obviously, like little jaggling spirits essentially, but they're definitely on the little infernal scale.
Fair enough. We need to make haste. Because I'll haul ass upstairs.
Okay.
I'll picking up Ryan's body.
Okay.
And I'll head up with him. Not leaving him here.
Okay. You pick him up. He's light. He's been down here for a couple days, so a lot of his bodily fluids have expelled themselves already. So he's a little lighter than what you'd normally expect for a human his size. He does smell of rot and a bit of decay and human waste, but it's your touchstone. You get why you're taking him up there. These are the last things on your mind, but it is something to note as you carry him out. You can see Lamont's still with Quentin as you get up there, but Lamont, as you see Sullivan and Preston come up, Preston's carrying the body of his mortal charge, and Sullivan's like, we need to go, and he's just pointing towards the SUV. Now, for Sullivan, you probably can't drive because you need to navigate.
Yeah, somebody else needs to drive. What the fuck happened to him?
For Lamont, Quentin's in torpor.
Yeah, he was attacked by a werewolf thing. He's in torpor. I'll grab him and I'll heft him up over my shoulder and, roll him into the back of the SUV.
So you guys are going to have two bodies in the back of the SUV?
Yeah.
I mean, what else are we going to do with them?
Well, luckily, Sullivan has the SUV. So you got that little like sheet that you can pull off to cover off the back. So you're not going to have somebody just walking by the car go, oh, two bodies. You can cover it up so you're okay.
So the back's always,
Yeah, we don't. It's for body stores. We don't talk about it though. But
the windows are always tinted.
As a side note, though, we should start carrying blankets back there, just for these sorts of situations.
Maybe some trash bags.
We should have just like an emergency body kit that we keep.
I'm talking about Home Depot.
Yeah, let's get driving. There should be a light show in the not too distant future.
I'm gonna drive. So
okay. Right. So you guys start driving south towards the loop. Essentially, the way that Sullivan's basically seen this go down. It takes like 20 minutes to get down there from where you guys are at in Roscoe Village because of traffic. It's a Saturday night. It's like midnight, 1 o'clock at this point in time. So it's peak hours on a Saturday for people to be out doing shit at clubs. So Getting down towards the loop, though, once you get there, it's like fucking a cemetery. The loop is closed down after like 6 o'clock on the weekdays. Nobody comes here. It's just businesses. Nobody lives here.
Right.
And as you guys start driving around, so you're on Upper Wacker Drive, you're driving down through the loop, through the edge, and you start going past the Hyatt Place Chicago that's downtown in the loop. And for Sullivan, the energy dips down below the hotel.
Shit. Do you guys know if there's an underground parking garage or anything here?
I mean, I can look around. I can drive around and look. I mean,
I'm hoping so,
most
because that's
buildings
where,
have them.
that's where the energy is telling us to go.
So you have self parks, but those go above ground.
It's probably is there a subway station near here?
Sewer system. As much as I don't want to go into sewers, it's going down. Could be in a boiler room. We might get lucky and be able to actually access through the building, but probably not.
Well, for Sullivan and Preston, you guys went through some of the lower under city of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this exact area, but it was off of Wacker. You guys went through lower Wacker to get into some of those like old catacombs and tunnels. Might be under there.
Did you?
Yeah, but I don't know if I could. I don't know if I'm confident in myself enough to navigate from that far away to here, because the spirits won't reroute me, you know?
That's a good point.
I'd be more comfortable if we spent the time to try and find a way down there from here.
You're the one with the magical skills. So
We're gonna have
tell
to
me
get
where
out
to park.
Park wherever you can park at this point. We know where it's at. I just need to figure out how to get down far enough till we reach a well.
Okay, I'll just find a place to park and put some money in the meter if need be. And
Yeah, you guys, especially by a hotel, you can definitely find like a self park, one of the buildings to slide into. Not an issue. Now it's just a matter of getting down below. Now you can head down to Lower Wacker on foot. I mean, I wouldn't want to, but you can.
I'm going wherever Sullivan says to take us. So
Well, I was, like I said, trying to stay up here to find a way down there, as opposed to going all the way down to Lower Wacker and navigating our way back up here.
Well, you could go to a hotel and hope you can get to the basement and maybe find a way from that realm, but it's literally like below this hotel.
We could. I guess we could try that if you want to. Preston, I'm going to rely on you. I'm really fucking hungry. And I don't know. I'm going to have to rely on you at this point to get us down there if we need to talk to people.
Well,
I'm going to kind of keep my head down best I can.
So you're all aware, you're walking into a hotel. Mind you, it is 1 o'clock, but this is a night for people going in and out. Like it's a Saturday, it's 1 o'clock. So it's going to be potentially busy depending on what kind of clientele this hotel has currently. That's unknown. You may need to rouse your blood to try to do like the blush of health. That's another potential loss of food if you want to go that route.
That is true. I was going to pull a hood up and throw a hat on and hope for the best, but I could always rouse, I guess.
Why don't we...
Or
Let's do the
option number
Lower
3.
Wacker Drive thing.
Or option number 3. We go, we know where it's at now. It's under here somewhere. We go, we feed, we try and wake Quentin up, and we come back tomorrow.
Preston, you want to roll your wits, raw wits? You only need 1 success. 2. The Bahari that you remember still being around, there are 2 Nosferatu. Bahari.
Yeah, but are they still Bahari?
If they're not and they're involved with this, you're possibly going into the Warrens. If they have a nest down there. But that's kind of up in the air. I'm just letting you know that there are Nosferatu that were in the Bahari and active that you knew of. If they've all been converted, this being underground might have a little bit of rubbing up against the Nosferatu areas.
So that's probably then a risky idea. All right. Well, yeah. If we go underground, the risk is the Nosferatu, and it's not just like a normal situation thing with Nosferatu, because there are 2 of them that are or were Bahari. And I don't know at this point to what level they're wrapped up in all of this. They might still be Bahari, they might not be. It's a risk. The other option, I guess, like Sullivan said, is we just go into the hotel and we nose around and see if we can find an elevator or a maintenance access that will bring us down and see if it's down far enough. The issue is going to be if it's not in the hotel, if it's still underneath, like it was under the basement of the hotel, even like in the warren somewhere, in the sewers somewhere, we may not be able to get there, even if we're able to get as low as we can in the hotel.
Only one way to
Okay.
find out.
So, yeah, I'm willing to go poke around in the hotel and see how far down we can get.
Okay.
As soon as we hit the ground level, I'll be able to tell you because I can still see the energies. If we leave and come back tomorrow, I won't be able to see them anymore.
Okay.
So at that point, we're just hunting for. We know what we're hunting for, but at this point, we have a direct line to get there. If it's in the hotel, we'll find it.
All right, let's go.
All right. So you guys are heading in the hotel. Is
I'm
anybody
gonna obfuscate, Ray.
okay?
I'll rouse too.
I still have to rouse, but
Unseen passage.
yes.
Preston rouses, and wow, you
Succeeded.
succeed.
Well,
Shit
You're
never
just
happens.
so hyped in the moment
Oh,
that you
done.
don't.
Yeah, Lamont
Losing
is
people.
going to rouse as well to take on the human pallor, breathing and all that.
And I know I don't fuck with devices, so I'm still gonna pull the hood up, have the hat on, just kind of like following around.
Yeah.
Any devices catch me, I'm looking.
Because I can't
just following these
hide.
guys.
All right, so Lamont and Preston both flush their blood through their system, and they take on a semblance of being human. Now, again, it's still cold, so you actually feel the biting of the cold a little bit more as you guys walk through the dark street underneath the street lights and get into the lobby hotel. You're not quite sure who Sullivan is, but you're probably you're pretty certain he's following somewhere behind you. Of course, he has to direct you, so he'll probably, I don't know, maybe text you. I don't know how Sullivan's going to handle that, but you guys get into the lobby of this hotel. And you can see that there's the concierge off to one side. There's like one person working that desk, and you can see like one of the people who was going around cleaning up, picking up some of the old cups and things of that nature that people have left out in the lobby. It's quiet. You can see the bank of elevators further behind you, or excuse me, ahead of you. You can see that there are some janitors kind of working in the back halls, like they're just mopping the floors. How do you wish to proceed?
I'll just have my phone out, obviously, and I'll text Preston just direction right now down.
Well, I'm gonna start by going to one of the elevators.
Okay. So you guys start heading back towards the elevator banks, and as you get to that area where you can see like 3 or 4 on either side, and you can see a freight elevator service to the back. So you make it to the service elevator. Hit the door open, hit the button, door opens right away. You can see it goes down to sub basement 1 and 2.
Let's go sub basement 2 all the way down.
So the 3 of you slip into the elevator. Not any people really around to pay much attention or really care. You guys head down in the elevator. You hear the doors close and just takes you down 2 basement levels. The doors open. It's all service hallways. Ironically, it kind of feels similar to Sullivan and Preston from when you guys went to the bottom of the Palmer house. It's the concrete floor and ceiling. You can see like the exposed wire piping across the ceiling and on some of the walls. The lights here are all fluorescent. They're really like stark, pale white light as you guys step out of the elevators. But you made it down here with no problems. For Sullivan, you can't really see as you step out of the elevator and start looking around. You can't really see that flow of energy, but you can hear the whispers leading you off in one direction. It's further down to your right.
I will relay that in a text message to Preston. Or a group text message to Lamont and Preston. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Right.
We will head right.
So you guys start heading down that hallway, and as you walk for probably about a good 5 or 10 minutes, you pass a couple intersections, and Sullivan's still getting the impression to keep on going this one direction. You continue on, and you can see the paint starts to get to be a little worse for wear the farther you go. It's peeling on the walls. There's more scuff marks on the floor. You start seeing some more exposed wires here and there. The lights flicker occasionally as you move. You're getting to part of this basement that's really not in repair at all. And by being guided by Sullivan's voices that he's hearing, God, you should be Malkavian. You guys take a couple turns here and there and start finding yourself in like an abandoned part of this basement. And you're stuck at this intersection. And you can see a couple of doors down one hallway. Look like they have been shut for a long time. Like now you're in areas where there's like dust everywhere. You can hear the sound of rats kind of scurrying about here and there. After a moment's pause, Sullivan's kind of trying to listen to these voices. You guys are just sitting there for like 1, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and finally Sullivan manages to catch on the edge of his awareness voices are pulling you one direction. You start heading down this hallway and you come across this portion where the walls start to change in terms of what they're made out of. It's no longer that concrete just kind of just float around everything. Now it's like actual brick that you're walking towards. And you find these old hallways, access halls that go further and further into disused service tunnels underneath this hotel. And you make your way down there. And once you start rounding some of these corners, you run out of light. Like you leave light a couple turns back and now you're walking into darkness. So it's either a situation of turning back or turning on your phones.
Use the flashlight on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have a choice.
So you guys are basically navigating by the pale light of your phones in front of you and from the voices that are telling Sullivan which direction to go. And you come down further and further beneath ground. The way it feels as you walk through these halls, you're going through like these declines. You've got to go down at least like another 50, 60 feet, another floor or two, if not 3. And you come to these areas where now it's just like there's dirt and grime all over the ground. You can hear the dripping of water in the distance. You can hear rats moving across. And after you see some of the walls and where you've got like a little like thin sheen of concrete over exposed brick, you've hit the sewers.
Fuck. Oh, well. At this point, while we've been walking, I would have come out of obfuscate. There's no point.
Right.
At this point, we're not around any mortals where I need to hide. I'll just be like, we just need to... It's telling me to go further down.
Well, let's keep going. I don't have time to give a shit about who we might encounter here because, for obvious reasons.
You make your way down these sets of tunnels, guided by Sullivan's ethereal voices as the ritual continues on. And you start coming to this area where you start to see this low glow of light ahead of you. That's kind of casting this like pale yellowish illumination on the concrete floors and some of the little rivulets of water that's going back and forth across the walls and kind of dripping down to the floor. And you come to this larger open area. And as you come into this area, you get a very familiar feeling. You're walking towards consecrated ground as you know it. There's a place nearby that you can feel has been saturated with sacrifice. And as you come across that, Sullivan can see emerging from the ceiling, angling down and going into the light ahead of you, that stream of ethereal smoke.
I'll just, reassure the guys we're definitely getting close.
You head forward.
At this point, I'll definitely turn the light off on my phone and I'll start... I'm not going to go back and obfuscate or anything, but I'm definitely going to be stealthy about it. I don't know who's down here.
Okay. You guys start approaching to this lit area, and you can see it's like the ceiling comes to like this arch above you. It's all old brick, and the light's coming from these, looks like some of those light stands that you put up in construction sites. They've been put off to either side, and the walls, well, the room itself is probably about a good 30, 40 feet wide. And every 15 or 20 feet, you have another stand of lights, and they're just kind of beaming all towards this area ahead of you. And as you walk along that area, kind of trying to stay in somewhat pools of shadow, it sounds like somebody's throwing stones because you hear this like little clink, 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 and then like a sudden drop. And then just clink, 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 like little rocks bouncing across the concrete floor. And as you get closer, you can see there's a person sitting on the ground, their back towards you. And for Preston, having gone to some of the Bahari gatherings, at least from afar, to watch Ryan or to hook up with Trina to talk to her about shit, you recognize Lucia Nosferatu. She's a rather smart one, but you recognize her because her deformity has this entire side of right side of her face is kind of sloughed off and leaves just the bone of her skull. And there's like bugs that are crawling in and out of her flesh. You see it in the light, and you're like, I know who that is. And she's literally just bouncing rocks ahead of her across the stone ground. And what she's throwing them towards, you can see there's like a dead body on the ground that she's just throwing rocks at. And right on the other side of that body, there's a massive circular pit, like twice the size of you guys' pit.
That's powerful. I mean, we can all rush her and throw her the fuck in.
That is a possibility.
Yeah. So, what does the cult have to say about what would happen if we did that?
Well, the well's dedicated to what we don't want to be sacrificed.
Yeah,
to.
So we don't want to throw her into anything,
We don't want
right?
to throw her.
But she's not being sacrificed,
Right.
per
We're
se.
just literally throwing her
You're
the
just
fuck
throwing her in.
to get
So that's
consumed.
why, like, even Quentin was like, I'm not quite sure if we dispose of the body, like the dead body, of Sarah in the well, what that's going to do. But it's not actually a dedicated sacrifice. So you're not actually doing a rite. You're just disposing of somebody into the ethereal beyond or wherever the well ends up.
Which
All right,
will
guys,
be a
on
stain.
the count
right?
of 3.
This motherfucker.
You guys going to rush her?
Let's think for a second here.
I don't know which side she's on, and we don't know what. This is one of those situations where killing her doesn't really, like the way that we're doing this is it doesn't really
Well, my
fit with
idea.
how we.
How about this? We know where it's at. Let's leave, reconvene, figure out what we're going to do when we have some time to plan.
I was thinking we kill her and desecrate the fuck out of this well.
Okay, that too, I'm down for. So,
Like, if she's the only one here, if we can dispose of her and desecrate this well, that takes the power away,
okay.
right? So,
Yeah.
No.
damn it. All right, so maybe we leave.
So for an occult higher than a 3, this well this size, you have to do something to cut it off from its source. Either find a way to kill it, let it die away, or again, much like yours, a massive sacrifice to strip away the dedication.
Can we call some priests and have them come and perform an exorcism?
You
Old
sure as
priest
shit
and
could.
a young priest.
Yeah.
You could call the
So-
archdiocese.
So yeah, I mean, that was kind of like my thought. Like we like, call the archdiocese.
But
That would be
that's
like,
definitely a huge influx of Second Inquisition.
That's
or
chaos in
church
the city.
hunters. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that is chaos in the city like a motherfucker.
Yeah. But I will say this. Your guys' well is not big enough where it taints the area around it and is easily, sense.
Mhm.
This one is.
Okay, so here's my plan, guys. My plan is we take some pictures of the various rituals that we've seen and or performed. And then we, take those and we print them out on a printer or something, right? We just like on a computer, whatever. And then we take them to like 5 different Catholic churches and also write down the address of where this is and exactly how to get to it. And we just wait and see what happens.
At the very least, it sows fucking chaos.
I mean, I don't care about the hunters. Like, I don't care. I mean, that's not our concern. It's the city's concern. It's the chaos of the city. This is my idea. This is what I say we should do.
Or
Yeah,
like
I'm willing to
alternately
listen.
to like all of that,
Uh-huh.
we could just talk to her.
Yeah, but we know, like, I don't care who she is. We know she's here.
There's
And
no
we
way she
know-
doesn't know that that's evil. Like, I feel it, and we are evil.
If you'd like,
I mean, what if
maybe-
she's on our side? Like, what if she's
why
what if
don't-
she's actually a Bahari holdout and she's
Then
we
why
don't
you
know.
call her when we're up away from here, and have her come to where she doesn't know, she's unsuspecting, right? In theory, I take that back. Narissa knows damn well that we are not with this, and if she's told them about you, us, and what we are, she'll come loaded for bear. Alternatively, if you try and talk to her here, she'll, one, either try to manipulate us, or 2, try and throw us in the fucking well.
Yeah,
like-
that's very true.
Talking to her is a fuck situation, and I'm cool that you used to be Bahari, but you're fucking not anymore. I'm just throwing that out there.
I agree. I don't see how we gain any benefit from talking to this person. If someone came into our well and one of us was sitting by there, I mean, either
They gotta
everybody that's here has fucked off and died, or that person knows exactly what that's for and is making a choice to be by it. So I say your option, while good, doesn't overrule mine.
So slinky slink out we go.
We know where it's at. We don't need to make a decision right now, except to get into a fight.
No, I rule against the fight, and we
Or
get the
not.
fuck out.
Also,
Or not. It might be
also,
fine. Who's the body? Like, who is the body?
Also,
Don't you want to know?
no, don't care. Also, here's the thing. There's fucking okay. the werewolves that I just scared off, they
Golf clap.
came from here. Like they were at the other place. They must have come from here. Carving
Yeah, and maybe
little
that's who killed the,
swirlies
maybe
and-
that's who killed the guy, and maybe she came back and found him, and now she's like, "Fuck, what am I gonna do? I'm really sad," and she's just throwing rocks at trying to get her thoughts together.
Okay.
I think you're high on the last person you fed on, and we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I say either way, we just fucking make some packets.
I agree. I like that idea.
I can't believe you agree. Great.
I
Austin?
agree too. You'll hear V's voice from behind you just down the hall.
See,
See what?
he agrees too.
I do.
That's because he's a fucking plague demon. Chaos suits his needs regardless.
That's true too.
Lamont, you finally were on the same page.
If it's in favor of you or against you, it's going to suit your needs in the end.
Ultimately, I am a little upset though. I just had a bit of a issue with some sustenance that I was gaining. No longer am. Destroyed a house. Roscoe Village. You guys are the kind of pricks that would do that.
Yeah, we are.
We
We
were
told
in-
you to fuck off.
We were in Roscoe Village.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a proposition for you. Leave us the fuck alone and stop screwing with what we are trying to do. Stay out of our home, and we will let you gain sustenance elsewhere.
Well, so here's the issue. I'm kind of stuck attached to a place that I can no longer go. It's really, that's why I've had to kind of seek outside the box remedies, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So if you set one up for me, I'll leave you the fuck alone.
Okay, we'll contemplate it. Let's just find a holding pattern right now. And, we've got a lot of things to discuss. We've got a lot of plans to work out.
I know you do. And I can just drag her attention right now, right? Like, I mean, right now I'm just talking to you guys through your heads, but I mean,
Right.
I can just reach out and touch someone. I can dial her up on the phone, so to speak.
Yeah, but then that's going to determine exactly how we proceed, right? Just because you can make a threat doesn't mean you have to. Do you see? Just because you can get her attention doesn't make me want to come to a conclusion in favor of you faster.
He
That's how this
vanishes.
all works. Can we go?
Fucking. It's like, you did
Goddamn
call my
logic.
bluff.
Man, I'm fucking just
All right.
arguing my way out of every fucking fight tonight.
Oh man, me and Sean would have already been in the shit, dude, if you weren't here. Man.
So,
Like,
are you guys heading back up through the hotel guts
yes.
and leaving?
Yes.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so
So, are you heading back to your haven, or what do you want to do? Because you've got Ryan's body in the back of the SUV. You've got your torpor mentor. How do you wish to proceed? Because you'll get out just fine. Like, you go up to the lobby of the Hyatt. Nobody's paying any attention. You guys head on out. You don't get any problems.
We have corpses. I think it's a really good idea if we just go back to our haven and kind of deal with that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
yeah.
I'll
guys
drive
will-
back to our place.
You guys will get back home with no issue. Once you guys pull up to the warehouse loft, you'll see that black cat is kind of meandering out the outside by your dumpster. Like, has a dead rat carcass in its mouth. Looks at you and you guys step out and just kind of like saunters on down the alleyway. When you walk up to your door, there's a package, like an old like butcher's paper wrap package with string. And it
Nice.
says, to Preston. Written in like black, like grease pencil.
Or old blood. Preston, this is for you.
Take the package as
Um,
we head in the house, and when we get in the
I'll-
house, I will open said package.
I'll
Okay.
throw our mentor over my shoulder. In we go.
Are you leaving Ryan in the SUV, or you take him in the house too?
No, he's going in the house.
Okay. So, given the time of night it is, and it's probably 2:30, maybe 3 at this point, you're not a lot of concern for having people on the street just watching. So you make it in the house without any ill effect. You've got the 2 bodies, and once you get inside, Preston kind of opens up that package, and it's just a letter that's written to you. It says, here are the names I got from that address. George Ross, some funeral director, and Robert Allen. It's signed NB at the bottom.
I have no idea what address that it's talking about. I mean, I'm guessing NB is Narissa Blackwater.
Would she give us anything?
Who are the other MB initials you've run into lately that you gave an address to?
Nathaniel
Oh,
Borgia.
Nathaniel Bordruff.
There you go.
Oh, it's the address of the place where the caitiff was. Why the fuck is he giving me names?
What did he wrap up in the paper?
It's just a note. It's just wrapped up. Like, instead of an envelope, you put it in that.
Oh, I thought there was like meat. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
That's what I thought.
No, you're good.
I was like, somebody said Preston a
it's
fucking limb.
yeah, right, like it's a roast. That's what I thought, not just like an envelope. I was like, oh, we got to cook up something tonight, huh?
But you guys make it back. Get this note from Nathaniel Bordruff. Have your dead touchstone with you and your unconscious, torpid mentor. I think that's a hell of a place to pause.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
However, I need Preston to make a degeneration roll.
Yep.
How much humanity is between the 3 stains you got and your first dot of humanity? How many unmarked spots? You have 1 open spot. That's how many dice you get to roll.
Oh.
You only need 1 success. But if you make it, you don't lose humanity. If you lose humanity.
On 1 dice. Here we go.
Thanks, bro.
Oh my god! You don't lose your fucking humanity. I killed your touchstone, and you don't lose your humanity.
How
All
about
right.
that?
So you steal yourself. The shit that went down with him, like, you're actually really regretful that he died. And it wasn't because of you. It's just this was your connection. And now you feel a little lost, a little adrift without him. By winning, you can start seeking out some other person to replace your touchstone. That will be where we wrap for the evening. Preston does not lose his humanity, much like Sullivan and Preston did not lose humanity the last time we were out doing this crazy shit. I will strip you of humanity eventually. You guys will fail those
Well,
rolls.
the precedent is being set that we could just fucking do whatever we want, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what's happening?
is that how that works?
Because I feel like I definitely haven't. Like, I've done a lot of terrible things, and wished a lot of terrible things, but not the things I shouldn't be. Okay,
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and like whenever you guys had that fight in the club with the vampires, yeah, the werewolves. It was just you're just killing people to kill them, like get out of the way. I'm like, that's not being creative. Take a stain, take a stain. And Preston lost his touchstone for sure. He took 3 stains. The reason that he took so many stains is because for you guys in particular, finding some sort of anchor for
It's hard.
your semblance of your place in the world is vital to do what you do. All right, so we had a little bit of a shorter episode today. However, a lot of stuff got done in these last 3 videos. They saw to a lot of different things that needed to get seen to, and they ran across their old friend once more, Vanathra the Plague Demon. And let's see where they get off to next episode. See everybody then.